In modules, explaining modules. So modules, these mods, fun stuff. So if you look here, your base modules is basically how you start to build your character to be the ultimate version of itself. The way you think about it is each module type, you'll notice that some of these have little names on the bottom, Savoxen. Like this says battle at the very bottom. This says attack. Each slot can be slotted for at its base. If we just turn all of these off, so I'm going to turn all of these off, right? I'm going to set them to blank. And what you'll notice is oh, this one was already slotted. So when you go in here, sorry, bear with me for a second. This one was already slotted. This one was, so you'll notice some of these have these little symbols in here. This one has like the triangle. This one has the Xantic or the X. And then most of them are going to be blank for your characters, especially when you get new characters, right? So you can put any mod in there and then it's just going to be worth whatever it costs right here. And on the side, you'll see module capacity, right? You'll see the amount of capacity you have to be able to add modules on, and that modifies your character or your gun. So you want to make sure that you're adding modifiers based on your quote unquote build. So you'll hear a lot of creators, myself included, talk about build, and then you add them up until the number. Whenever you use catalysts, so you'll have the option once you get further in the game, you have the option to add energy activators, which is a very specialized item that's hard to get. But don't worry, you'll get one automatically as you just continue in your story mode, and you'll get a catalyst automatically. So it'll kind of help you. So if anyone's having trouble understanding the gameplay, I have a lot of tutorials on my page, but also you have a number of different things that you'll just learn naturally if you just play the normal campaign mode, y'all. And then you can come over here to my page and you'll learn a little bit more in depth. Good afternoon, Dita King. So you'll have the energy activators that increase the module capacity, and you have your catalyst. And when you catalyze something, you'll notice, use Electric Master here as an example. This has the little X. If I put the little X on one that's blank, you'll notice, oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong section. You'll notice it takes up 16, right? But when you catalyze one of your sets, when you use a cat on a character, that means you can set one of these sets to a very specific type of module, right? And that means now if I put it on the one that it's assigned to, it drops it in half. So now it costs less to use that module on that specific slot. And that way you can actually put more modules on your character based on the overall module capacity. And as you start to play around with the character that you have and the type of module and the type of build that you want to go with, it starts to change the actual use of that character, of that gun. And it changes the overall use, but also it changes the overall impact, right? When it comes to guns, it changes your amount of damage and all of this stuff. All of the symbols themselves are attached to very specific types of mods. So for the X's, all of the X's, if you see right here, I have it selected to just show the X's. You'll see a lot of battle, a lot of support tech, right? Battle, attack, support tech. You'll see a lot of these. All of these are all going to be battle, attack, and then you have some of these that are medical. Those are only going to show up under this. If I change it to triangle, you have some of them as well. And then you start to see an opening it up, right? You start to see luck, fortitude, strike, and you have some battle and attack as well, right? If you go to the Malachite, you start to see different ones as well. You see control, MP. So you got to think about it that way. All of them are going to switch up based on, some of them transcend all of them, but then some of them are only on specific types. So it's not about, I would never tell you to put all of them on a character to just X, right? Because then you're going to limit your character extremely. So you're always going to have, if you look at my other character, I'm going to exit without saving. If you look at my other build right here, and I go to these, you'll notice that I have X, M, M, C, X, X, triangle, triangle, C, M, based on the actual build that I have here. So the beautiful thing about catalyzing your character that annoys some people, but I think is beneficial, is that it gives you time, especially when you're dealing with a new gun, a new character. It gives you time to really think about how you want to build your character. So, and I know that's annoying for some people because they're like, I already know, so I want to go. But there's different types of players. There's newer players, older players. So it's beautiful to be able to do that, right? So for Bunny, you want to think about what do you want to how do you want to build your bunny? Do you want your bunny to be just a mass nuking bunny? If you want to just like completely collapse everything that's in your way, then I would recommend you build around critical hit rate and critical hit damage. And this is what you usually will see for most bunny users. So the recommended ones that I would recommend would be skill concentration, emergency measures, front lines, and skill insight. So I'm going to remove this right here and I'm going to go over here. Skill insight. So skill insight is going to help you crit rate. So instead of telling you like what symbols to catalyze, I'm going to tell you that you should just focus on what type of character you need. If you want your character to be an extremely high critical character of being able to do a massive amount of damage and do that damage consistently, then you want to increase your critical hit rate and your critical hit damage. And then just look for different mods that focus on critical hit rate and critical hit damage. So that's the best way to do it.